All right, we'll let Coach make a comment, then we'll take some questions.
Cool. I appreciate everybody being here. Day 4, second day with shells on. I'll say the first 3, I thought the energy, the intent, I thought the attention to detail was honestly a little bit surprising in the sense that it was really, really positive. I thought today coming out, the energy was not awesome. They were told that right before we went to our first team period in a really nice way. And I thought it picked up, and I thought we finished up pretty well. Did some situational football today, some third down, finished with a 2-minute drill. But I thought today probably was our worst day that we've had in the sense of energy, detail. I thought they flew around. I thought they were intentional in trying to finish the right way, but I wasn't super fired up today. I think mentally a lot going on. There's a lot install-wise in these first really 6 days. Situational football added. Guys are thinking. It's happening fast. But I thought for the most part, I wasn't super fired up today. I was really fired up through the first 3 days. I actually told our staff, I'm like, man, I'm like waiting for a bomb to go off. And today, right around period 7, a bomb went off, which was good. We needed it. Challenged them, fought through a little bit. I think still looking for real leaders to push through those moments when it gets hard. And we're going to continue to create really hard situations and force them to fight through them and coach through it. I think the coaches are doing a really good job of setting a standard. And I know I've said it before, but when the players start to be the ones that enforce the standard, we'll get somewhere. So we're 4 days in, and today was just all right.
Coach, you said that you asked for prayers for your O-line.
Man, that's gone viral, huh?
Prayers on your O-line?
Man, I would tell you that group is coming together. It'll be really good to get Stanton Ramil back eventually. We'll be at full strength going into the summer, but I've actually been really pleased with, for the most part, the intent, the attention to detail. Again, you go against this defense, there's so much going on. I told Dirk, I'm like, man, like there is day 2, you're getting the craziest looks you could ever get, which is part of the deal. So the ability to handle it mentally. We went on some silent today, getting ready for what's coming this fall. So we're throwing a lot at the offensive line, and I've been really pleased with how, through 4 days, where they are, how they've sustained. It's a good front they're going against. It's a good linebacker group they're going against. And schematically, it's a really tough defense to prepare for. You're trying to learn what you're doing, let alone preparing for a defense. So not a built-in excuse, but I've been pleased with how far they've come through 4 days. So prayers answered, yes, sir. Through 4 days, we'll keep praying.
That's a developmental position anyway as you build, but then you're throwing a bunch of new pieces together. How much tougher is it to do that as you prepare through a spring heading towards the summer?
Yeah, I think what's tough is you're trying not to scheme a defense while installing what you want to install. So it's spring every year, but even for the offensive staff to see pictures you haven't seen, it's harder than you want it to be. But you want it to be hard. Like, you want it to be as hard as it can be right now. Give you things to get ready for in the summer. Fall camp will look a little bit different. You're going to be used to it. But I think what we're doing offensively too, for the guys that haven't been in it, is a lot. And so it's tough, but it's part of it, and it's how you want it, to be honest with you.
Alex, what have you seen out of Cody's so far?
Man, Cody's been, if you were to say, man, one guy that just keeps showing up on tape as belongs here, and not just belongs here, but is standing out. Like, that guy has come in through winter workouts and through 4 days, like on a straight up mission to go win a job. It's been really, really impressive from an effort standpoint. We knew what we were getting in that regard. Like you talk about a cool story of a young guy from D2 to Arkansas State to here. Like, that dude wants to be here. That dude wants to be really good. Continues to show up on our high effort tape in front of the team meeting. I think he's earned the respect of those guys. Which that's what we talked about when he visited here. Like, it's going to take you a minute. You're going to have to earn their respect. He kind of smiled. And high effort, high energy, like Cody is what you want defensively.
What's your plan for scrimmaging this spring? How many do you want to get in?
Yeah, we'll scrimmage next Thursday night. I wanted to go under the lights one time in the stadium. So we'll go next Thursday night. We'll have a situational scrimmage that Monday before A-Day. Check that Tuesday before A-Day. And then we'll see what A-Day looks like after we get done with that Tuesday to see how much more you truly want. But we'll be 3 times through the spring. We do so much as you go without full pads on in terms of how we practice. I think those 3 days will be big to truly tackle, but 3 times.
Coach, talk about, you were saying still looking for some leaders. What about some of the guys that were here when you got here, like Jeremiah and X? You noticed anything from those guys stepping up?
Yeah, I think like a guy like Champ Anthony who's not practicing, he's trying in every imaginable way. He's got some natural leadership, pushing Elijah Melendez in a huge way to be a leader. He's one of those guys that leads by example. We talk all the time about like leading by example is not actually leading. You are doing what you're supposed to be doing. But a guy like him who's got the attention of the young guys, he's trying. I think X is trying to figure out what the heck's going on, so it's a little bit harder to lead than you want it to be. See a guy like Sly, who is trying to figure it out too. I think when you've got new coaches, guys are trying to figure out the scheme. They're trying to figure out the coaching style. They're trying to figure out, man, can I speak up here? That's my job to empower those guys. But the guys that have been here, man, I would say those guys, like Womack's got some leadership ability. He hadn't been here, but he leads with a lot of energy. He's been impressive. Jeremiah Cobb, I've challenged him so many times. He's not uber comfortable, but the guys respect him. He's got credibility. I think it's a work in progress in every way.
We see, be who you say you are all over the building here. I guess when and how did that become, just a slogan for you guys?
Yeah, I've said it before, like I hate slogans and mottos, and I think it's like, I joke all the time, but like what's the difference between shit on a wall and how you actually go about your program? I think when you got a lot of stuff up on walls and things, it's like it just becomes mumbo jumbo. This Be Who You Say You Are thing really started it back at Iowa State offensively, and it's kind of gone with me everywhere we've gone. And it's really, really simple. I think it encompasses everything. Like every single person that comes in this program says they want to do something. Coaches, players. It's easy to say it. It's easy to say it in an air-conditioned room. It's easy to talk about it. Like, being who you say you are is living it. Is truly whatever you say. Like, you say you're a leader, awesome. Lead when it's hard. You say, man, I want to be all conference, awesome. We're going to give you every resource imaginable to be all conference. Now, you have to go do the work. It's kind of catching on when I was sitting in a team meeting or standing in a team meeting the other day. We were joking going into spring break, and I was talking about I put up on a wall a bunch of current events things from spring breaks the last couple of years, like things that guys doing dumb things, and like, man, like this can't be us. And I'm like, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to wake up, I'm going to do some football, I'm going to do some recruiting, and I'm going to go work out. And then I'm going to go catch some fish, and I'll come back and I'll work out again. And you heard New Boy in the back's like, be who you say you are. It was a joke because I haven't worked out in a minute. But you could see it's like catching on. Like the guys are like holding each other accountable. It's a sense of holding each other accountable in a really, really quick way, man. If somebody's not doing what they're supposed to or not living up to a standard, man, like be who you say you are, brother. That's it. Like as easy as that, and kind of gives you something to hang on to.
Coach, we talked about the difference between great and elite, and you talked about Byron being that elite player. Who else is elite so far for you this spring you feel it's rising to the top?
You would say at least working like it. Cody Sigler got brought up. I think he's been really, really intentional in how he's working. Chaz Nimrod would stand out in that regard in terms of their attention to detail, how they're working, how they're holding each other accountable. Cole Best has been that. You know, Big Joe on the offensive line has been really, really intentional in that regard. Defensively, I've talked about Elijah Melendez has really stood out. Womack has really stood out as guys that are different. Like New Boy has had some moments like that. Eric Winters has had some moments like that. But now it's a matter of doing it every day, over and over and over and over again. And that, I would tell you, nobody's at right now.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys. Taylor, you're not messing around, bro.